In this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about the recent ARK OS firmware update for the RG351 devices and look at what major performance improvements we can see across consoles like Nintendo 64 and Sega Dreamcast. This is Steve from Restalgia, and let's get started. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for clicking on the video and consider subscribing for more content. Today we're going to be taking a peek at the ARK OS firmware that was actually released a number of months ago, but we did actually get a recent update for performance on a couple of consoles. Now this is specific for the RG351 model devices. Now up until a few days ago, only the RG351P and the 351M were actually supported, but we did just get a test build of ARK OS for the new RG351V. And although it is a test build with some minor issues, it's still actually pretty solid and comes with all the benefits afforded to the RG351P and the M model. Now for this video, I'm just going to be showing off one of my RG351M devices, but performance is going to be more or less the same across any of the devices that you have. Now there are a few different OS options for these devices like 351 ELAC and Batocera, but ARK OS is probably my favorite. And for the most part, the UI is similar to what comes out of the box, just with a different theme. And all of the baseline functions the device has out of the box will still work like Wi-Fi, but with this OS you get the advantage of some standalone emulators and cores that you don't have with the stock OS you get directly from ANBERNIC. Now the big areas I'm going to be talking about here are Nintendo 64 and Dreamcast, which both had some substantial improvements. Now keep in mind N64 is still pretty hit and miss, but there are some noticeable gains for this console regardless. With N64, we now have more options when we go into our main menu, then go down to the emulator settings and select N64. As you can see for the emulator itself, we have the option to play our games through RetroArch like we always have, but we now have the ability to run them on one of two standalone Mupen 64 Plus emulators. Now you're going to need to play around with this because Rice will work better for some games and Glide will work better for others. Either way, what you get with these emulators is better graphical output and in some cases even improved performance. Now the gameplay is so much crisper and clear. Not only this, but you can see noticeable gameplay improvements on games like F-Zero. Now keep in mind that we lose the ability to display FPS on screen, which in my mind really isn't that big of a deal, because if the game is playable by your standards, then play it. And if it's not, then don't play that title based on a small number being displayed in the top right hand corner. Dreamcast is the next major improvement that we've had with the latest update of ARK OS. As with N64, you do have to go into the emulator settings from our main menu, but this time you're going to want to select the Retro Run 32 emulator. When you go over to your core settings, you're going to want to select the Flycast 32 Rumble core. But again, you will be able to know within the first couple of minutes of gameplay if the games are going to run well enough for you to enjoy. Now, with Dreamcast games, we do see substantial improvement in performance and screen resolution. Dreamcast looks and runs really good, so playing these games with the improved performance is just really icing on the cake.
Taxi! Trust me, relax. Time bonus. I always do better. I'll brush up my skills. Pick me up. Taxi! Come here. Thanks. Take me to Gap. I got it. Hang on.
Now, I'm going to leave all the resources and links that you're going to need to download the firmware and load it up. Overall, it's as easy as burning an image to an SD card and popping it into your device. Now, I'm also going to leave some purchase links for these devices in the description down below if you've been on the fence about picking one up. But that is pretty much all I've got for you in this video. Let me know in the comments section down below what your thoughts of the improvements to these consoles are. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content and hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and thumbs down if you didn't. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again real soon.